Hello friend, happy Thursday. Hope you're having a great week. So here we are, another Thursday, another round of Sabrina coming through with the real talk, with the no more bullshit. This is what we're here for, 2021. This is our time, right? And I wanted to come in and talk today just to express some of my thoughts and some of my takeaways maybe from yesterday. If you don't know what happened yesterday, you probably don't live in the United States, because yesterday was the day of the new presidential inauguration, new presidential administration coming into power. But more than that, and this is not a political conversation, I'm just going to start with that. But more than that, it was a demonstration of just how far we as human beings can go when vision, hope, inclusion are at the center of what we do. Yesterday, the United States welcomed in its very first female vice president, and not only its very first female vice president, but also its very first vice president of color and vice president from the South Asian community. It was a big fucking day. It was a big day. And not just that, but also the celebrations for that were full of inclusion, were full of diversity, were full of belonging and coming together and showing people that they matter, that their voices matter, that representation that looks like them matters and is in place. And for me, as somebody who I wasn't brought up in the United States, I grew up in the United Kingdom, but I am a woman that is of color. I am a woman that is a two-time immigrant. I was actually born in Africa. My mum and I moved to the United Kingdom when I was 5 years old, and my husband and I moved here to the United States 11 years ago. So I come from a place where I have a unique, I think, view on some of these matters. And that view often for me comes from a place of I didn't belong anywhere. For the longest time in my adult life, I've realized that for a long time, coming from my youth, I always felt like I didn't belong, like I didn't matter. I grew up on the wrong side of the tracks, legit wrong side of the tracks neighborhood, single parent household, Black family in a very, very affluent white suburban community. And even though that wasn't happening in the United States, we do still have issues of systemic racism and all that kind of stuff in the United Kingdom. So all of these things compounded for me seeing what I saw yesterday as just feeling as if I was going to try and say it in a really poetic way, but for lack of a better word, no more bullshit. Like, no more excuses. No more can women of color, people of disserviced communities look at anybody and say, I can't do that. I don't belong there. That place is not for me. I'm not included. And I think that's something that has really put minority communities, disserved communities as a disadvantage, is often that messaging that we internalized and made it mean something about our own ability, right? So now we're in a space of the clouds have been parted. It's like, it's a whole new world, that kind of thing. But now what, right? Because now all the celebrating's done, all the representation is there. It's like, yes, we made it. We've got a seat at the table. Now what? Because that's just an example of what's possible. But to make it mean anything in your life and for what you're trying to do in your community or for your career, for your future, for your family, how are you gonna bridge that? How are you gonna exemplify that? How are you gonna manifest that in your own existence? And that's where the work begins. We've now got the messaging on the outside that these barriers no longer exist. So how are you going to make that, like, what are you going to make that mean for you? So that's kind of the message, and it's a little jumbled and garbled, and I hope that you really took the messaging from it, because I'm still emotional, like my heart is pounding out of my chest talking about this, because it is such a glass ceiling shattering moment. But it is a powerful moment, and a moment of empowerment if you choose to see it that way. So I ask you again, how are you going to take that magic that we now know to be true and manifest it in your own future, whatever that looks like for you? I hope this serves you. All the links or wherever to come find me at various places are in the caption below. I would love for us to connect a little bit more. You can find me on Instagram. I love my Instagram family. Over there on Facebook, my website is down there too. Let's connect, let's chat, let's have these conversations and support each other in the endeavors, you know, the movement, the forward momentum that we're trying to build. That's definitely what I'm here to do. Give this a thumbs up if it appealed to you. Consider subscribing to the channel so you get notified when I upload a new video. And I will be here next Thursday to talk about, I don't know, something equally as fun and empowering, I hope. I'll see you later.